Alrighty, welcome to the broadcast, everybody. So we're talking about Volusion today, and very specifically, we're talking about how to order your cat or your products within a given category. So, for example, just bear with me here while I explain kind of what our goal here of our training is. I want to go to say category one, and you'll notice that I have a grand total of 4 products in this category, right? I have this little shirt, this coat, this bag, and this sweater, all as sample products. Okay. Now, I've gotten the question a few different times about how we can go about making these show up in a certain order. So, for example, let's say this little sweater that we're looking at right here. Let's say I want that at the top of my list. Okay, I don't want it on the second row. Rather, I want it right here on the top row. Or, one of my products that really I don't have a lot of profit in, which is my coat here. I don't necessarily want it showing up at the very top. I'd rather it show down below a little bit so it's not as prominent for what people see. Because, of course, when somebody comes to this page, these are the first 3 they're seeing, and then they have to scroll to see more. So a lot of times I do want some of my more prominent products, maybe my better sellers, my better margin items showing up at the top. Now that's true for some of you guys. I think for a lot of you, I don't necessarily think you need to adjust the way your products are showing up. They're probably showing up just fine if you're getting started. But if you've been in business for a little while and you want to sort of alter that a little bit, this is how we would go about doing it. Now notice with me very first thing. You're going to see over here a sort by option. Okay, I'm just going to circle this so you can see it just a little bit better. Let's do sort by. Let me circle it so you guys can see that better. You'll notice that all of your Volusion sites have one of these. It'll say sort by, and then it will have this little drop-down menu. Now the default for most of you will be that price low to high is the default sort within each of your product pages, or I'm sorry, category pages. So when I click on category 1 and I go to your site, you'll see that the default sort is price low to high, meaning your lowest priced products are going to be at the top. Your highest priced products are going to be following those going down the page. Um, is that the best way to do it? I don't know. I mean, I think when you're first just launching your site, I wouldn't pay a lot of credence to this. I think I would just launch and get things going. But if you've been in business for a little bit, or you are very particular about which products show up toward the top of the page, there is a way to alter that sort by, okay? So that the default on your site changes, or at least on the category changes. Let me show you how to do that. And please, by the way, if you're here with me live, ask questions if any of this isn't making sense. So here's what I'm going to do. This is done on a category basis. So for example, category 1, I want to change the default sort. So I'm going to go edit the category first, okay? So I'm here editing category 1. I could have edited category 1 by going inventory and then categories and then selecting 1 right here and hitting the edit link, okay, which is what I'll do here. So we're editing category 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to advanced info right here. Just so this is abundantly clear, let me underline advanced info. And then I'm also going to come down here to product display. All right. Let's clear that out. And let me go to product display. There we go. Okay. Notice this section right here. Okay, that's your default sort by. In other words, you're basically telling Volusion, when somebody comes to this category, here's what I want the default to be. Now, you have all of these options. Let me explain each real quick. They're very simple. Most of you guys are going to have price low to high like we talked about. You could also default sort it by price high to low, meaning your more expensive stuff shows up at the top. You can do it by most popular, which I will explain here momentarily. This is the one that I select if I care about the order. Title, you can do it by alphabetical order. So, you know, whatever product starts with the letter A is certainly going to rank higher on your page than a product that starts with the letter S. Okay, so it actually uses the title of the product, puts it in alphabetical order, and ranks them that way. You could do it by the title if you want to. You can do it by manufacturer. None of you guys are probably going to use this, so I'm going to kind of just gloss over it. You can, let me just put it this way. If you wanted to do the manufacturer one, which I don't know of a single client of mine where this would make sense, but I'll show you anyway. You go down to miscellaneous right here, or I'm sorry, you would select by manufacturer and save. And then what you could do is you could edit your products, and you can assign a manufacturer to each of your products, and then it would sort of group all of your products per manufacturer together. I actually haven't seen a lot of clients need to use that, so I'm not going to explain further. If you need more information on that, ask me, but not really worth our time here. This one is sort by availability. Availability just means the stock status within your product. So if you have products that have a lot of stock, you can sort by those that have a lot of stock versus those that only have a little bit of stock as your default sort. That's not a very common one to do either, especially in the world of drop shipping. These two are interesting. Newest and oldest, you can actually sort by those products that you've added most recently versus those that you've added before that as the oldest. So that's a possibility if you want to do it that way. I don't know if that's one that I would use. In fact, I'm not going to really show you much about how to use these other ones. I think the only one that really makes sense for most of you guys is most popular. And then I would price either low to high or high to low. If you don't really care, and let me just make it clear right now, if you don't care how your products are displaying in your category because you're just launching, leave the default sort low to high. Okay? And that's what it should be already. You're welcome to check, but leave it as this one right here, low to high. If, however, you want to order your products, this is my recommendation. Select most popular. Okay? And save it. Now notice this is only doing most popular for category 1. If we wanted to make this congruent throughout our entire site, I would have to go to inventory categories, and I would have to do it for category 2, category 3, and category 4. Now I could go in there individually on each and change it, which is fine. I'll at least show you one of them. I'll go edit on category 2. Maybe I'll just do this real quick so you guys can see it. Product display. We're going to want most popular. Save. Okay. Back out to categories. Category 3. Edit. Product display. Sort by most popular. Save. And we'll do it for the last one. Category 4. Edit. Product display. Sort by most popular. Save. So now we've set up the setting, okay? So now if I go out to my site, I go to category 1, notice the sort by default is just what we set it up as right here, most popular, okay? Well, what about category 2? Well, category 2, category 3, and category 4 don't have products in them, so there's no sort. But if I were to add products in these different categories, it would show up just like category 1, with the little sort box there, and it would be sorted by most popular. Okay, so now the question is, how do you assign a popularity to the products that are listed there, right? So right now, I have a shirt, a coat, a bag, and a sweater. How do I make those products display in a certain order? It's really easy, okay? Watch this. I'm going to go and edit my products. Inventory and then products. Let me change a setting real quick. Hold on just a second. Close your eyes and pretend like you're not seeing this for a sec. Where is it? Product code. Give me just a sec. Oh, I found what I was looking for. Okay, I'll explain this in just a sec. Just close your eyes. Close your eyes for a sec. You guys are probably thinking, what is this? What is this guy even doing right now? Okay, sorry, that took me way too long. All right, so generally speaking, when you go to inventory and then products, your products default sort like this. They're in one of these like sorted grids where it's just the picture and the name of the product. And what you could do if we're trying to like change the order, you could go in and edit the shirt. And what you do is you come down here to advanced info and you go to miscellaneous and you put a number here in product popularity. Do you guys see that here? Product popularity right here. We're in miscellaneous. And this has to be done on a product level. So you go to advanced info, number 1. Number 2, you go to miscellaneous. And then number 3, you go to product popularity. Here's the rule. So listen closely. This is the crux of what we've been talking about. Whatever product is most important to you, that you want to show up highest on the page, you put a high number right here. Any number. 4,000, okay? As long as 4,000 is higher than any other product popularity number for the other products in this category, that product will show up highest. Now, since there's only 4 products that we're talking about, I could just put in the number 4 here and save it. Okay, so the shirt is 4, right? That's our most popular. Let me save the shirt. Okay, let's go back to our inventory. And let's say our second most popular is our sweater. We want that to show up next. So I'm going to edit the sweater, and I'm going to do the same thing we just did. Advanced info. We want to go miscellaneous, and then product popularity. We want to put in a 3. See, it's got to be lower than 4, right? Because 4 is our highest. So I'm going to put 3 here. Save. Now the default for most of you guys should be 0. None of your products should have any popularity scores assigned to them. So that was sweater at 3. We're going to say the coat right here. Let's edit the coat. And let's come down to the same place, miscellaneous. We're going to put this in as 2. And then the one that we want to show down at the bottom of the list is going to be the bag. The bag will just put it 1, right? Are you guys, is everybody following me okay on this? Does this make sense to you guys who are here with me? So I have my product popularity set at 4 for the shirt, 3 for the sweater, 2 for the coat, 1 for the bag. And that will sort it for me. Okay, so now if I go to view store and go to category 1, we should see it follow that very same order. And it does, doesn't it? Notice that the shirt was product popularity 4. This one was 3. The coat was 2. and the bag was 1. That's why they show up in this list the same way that they are. Had I done 40, this still would have worked, right? Because 40 is greater than 3, which is greater than 2, which is greater than 1. If I would have done 4,322 and 12, this still would have worked, right? You just have to sort it in the order of which one has the greatest number. Does that make sense, guys? Denise, I saw your question. Yeah. Yours would probably be more related to the products themselves. But that's what we're talking about here. There's no other way to sort this, right? Like some of my clients have said, well, can't I just drag and drop my products where I want them? You can't. The only way to sort, well, there's different ways to sort, I suppose, but this is by far the best way and simplest way. Okay, so just to recap real quick, so we all are on the same page here. If you don't care about sorting or which products show up first, do nothing. Don't change anything. This does not apply. However, if you find yourself in that second category of people who do care what products show up towards the top of each category, then you must first make the default sort most popular within the category. And I just showed you how to do that, right? You have to first edit the category. We'll recap one more time. Edit the category. You come down here to product display, and you change this one right here, the default sort by. Make sure it's most popular. You have to do that on every single category, okay? Once that's done, you have to go into the individual products. You go to inventory and then products, and then you sort your products here by assigning them a popularity score. If I click the bag and I go down to advanced info, which is right here, advanced info, miscellaneous, I can put in a product popularity score. All right? Pretty simple, guys. Seriously, ask if that doesn't make sense, because it makes sense in my mind. I don't know how well I've explained this, though. Now, what you'll notice, too, is that customers can still sort of sort the way they want to, right? If I'm a customer and I come to this page, I can still come up here and sort the way I want to sort. Whoops, let me go back. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to sort. I'm like, I'm concerned about price. So I can still sort low to high. Hit the go button and it'll sort low to high. 45, 55, 65, and 70. Right? Anyway, it's pretty easy to do. Now, hey, for those of you guys that want to do this on a grander scale, let me show you a quick trick, okay? So we're going to get a little more advanced right now. If you have a lot of products that you want to do this with at once, I want you to come here to your products page and go settings, and then I want you to do, actually, no, I'm sorry. Come here, over here where I'm going to circle. You see those two buttons right there? You need to make sure you click on the one on the left. Okay, the one on the left needs to be made orange. So let's make that orange first. This is your list view. So once it's orange, your products will display this way. Okay, now they're in list view. Now we're going to come over here to settings, and we're going to do customize columns for a second. All right, customize columns. Now it'll take you here. We want to add the popularity column, if I can find it here. Oh, it's right here. There's the popularity column right here. I'm going to put a little check mark there. Check, and I'm going to apply changes, okay? And I'll show you what that does. Apply changes, and then voila, we have product popularity now in our product view. So now what I can do is I can very easily assign product popularities quickly. I can say, no, not the shirt. I don't want that 4. I don't want this 2. I don't want this 1. I don't want this 3. I want this one to be 4, this one 3, this one 2, and this one 1. See, that way I don't have to edit each individual one. Does that make sense? And then I can just hit save, and that changed my order right there on the spot because I was able to add this product popularity column, so I can edit real quickly. So that's an available option, and in case you guys need to edit and assign popularities on a grander scale to your products, you could certainly do it that way if you wanted to. Okay. Sure, Cindy. If you need to put items onto the homepage, it's real easy to do. If I wanted this shirt on my homepage as a featured product, I would simply just edit the shirt. I would come down here to product display, and then I'd come down to this one right here, and I would make sure home featured is selected. That's going to feature it there on the home page. And then the other thing I need to real quick is I need to check my design and product display settings right here. And I want to make sure this option right here, home page featured, see this right here? I want to click on that. And then I want to make sure that it's got a responsive grid, and then I can choose the number of display columns and rows of products. Make sure that's all saved, and then that should do it. Good question. Okay, well, good. I hope that helped. I hope that helped everybody. That's all we're going to do for the webinar today. Sometimes I don't know how clear I am, and you guys provided some pretty good feedback. Most of you seem to have gotten that. This does not apply to everybody, so if you don't care about the order, don't worry about what we talked about. But if you do, hopefully this should have solved the issue, all right? Okay, everybody, have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll be doing more Volusion next week, same time, same place. Thanks for coming along.